All right, hello everybody, welcome. This is David Kinder, and I'm going to give you my final synopsis regarding the one card system, the complete system as it is and as it's intended to be. So the first part I want to talk about, the 10-3-1 ratio. Now here's the ratios as it all breaks down. 10 suspects, that will eventually become 3 prospects, that becomes 1 new client. Why is this so low? Might say, well, these are the industry stats. No, these are Al Granum's stats for him and his agency. And by the way, this isn't the end of the story. But why is this happening? I'll show you why that is. And it's right there in the textbook. But here's what's interesting about the next part is that the one client doesn't happen in that first year. Now, you're supposed to be doing a whole bunch of this stuff, right? And so these one clients, they drip in. Year 1, you get 60% of those. Year 2, you get 30. In year 3, you get 10. Why is this happening? Why is it taking so long? Is it because these are such high-end cases? Probably not. I'm going to show you why that's happening, why I believe it's happening. Why I believe it's happening is because of the approach that is being promoted here within the book. Let me show you what the approach is. Bill, I enjoyed meeting you the other day, if you're calling them. And to be honest, I couldn't help but wonder what you've done regarding your own insurance planning or financial planning or your financial program. Would you have any objection to discussing your program with me sometime? Now, that, by the way, this part, would you have any objection, is designed to get a no that really means yes. No, I wouldn't have any objection. Sure, right? It's designed to help you to avoid rejection. It's so plain vanilla, which is another term that's been used with Al Granum. It's designed for you to just work with as many people as possible. Notice that you're not really standing for anything. Notice you don't really have any value proposition. The whole thing is let's talk about your program sometime. And whether they're open to that or not. And quite frankly, this is why you get 10, 3, and 1, because you have no value proposition other than let's look at what you've got going on. That's the reason why it's 10, 3, 1, and that 1 happens over 3 years. And when you look at that and realize that that's the crux of the issue, that's when you realize, oh, these 1,000 cards is all about having people to follow up to see regarding their age change, because that's what insurance planning is all about. It's all about the age change. Hey, we need to update that disability coverage. You're about to turn the next age in the next month. That's your insurance age change, that kind of a thing. Now, then we start looking at, well, how much activity would it take to do things based on this model? This model, again, is already inefficient. Now, I'm going to give a caveat on this. Mehdi Fakharzadeh. There's a video, Mehdi Fakharzadeh's open challenge. And the open challenge is that, is there any business that's better than ours? And once you're trained, no, there isn't. But he also says the same thing, if you're a brand new agent and don't know anything, you're brand new to the business, don't know anything, he would guarantee $100,000 a year just by going through the streets saying, do you want any insurance? Do you want any insurance? So I'm not going to say you can't be successful with this. I'm just telling you this is a very hard way to work. Okay? Now, let me show you the activity points, the efficiency points, because this is where it gets eye-opening. This is another tab of the success manual. It's in the back. You're supposed to keep on top of everything. The activity efficiency points. And the whole idea is you got to get 100 of these per month. And let me show you right here on page 98 in the textbook. Strive for at least 20 points in each category, with a total of well over 100 points in every full month. And some you're going to have rollover from previous activity to the next month in terms of certain suspects and prospects and clients you're working with. But look at this. 1 point for every business meal with a nominator, client, prospect, or suspect. You're supposed to do 20 of those in a month. 20 business meals. Some of you might do that. That's okay. And obviously you're going to get multiple points in that meal because you're going to be bringing up other issues, right? Hopefully you're going to get a new case opened, or you're going to get a qualified suspect. You're going to look for multiple points per thing. But just the fact that they want me to spend money on, 20 meals a month, like, you know what? I don't want to do that. Sorry. And, and during a pandemic, it's kind of hard to do that sometimes. A new fact finder interview completed, which means you completed a fact find, a discovery session. That's one point. Looking to do 20 fact finders a month. That's a lot of fact finders. Not telling you it can't be done. I'm sure it can, but it depends on the type of job you're doing. Now, if you're doing modular planning, which is tell me about your insurance that you have, how much do you earn, okay, you need this kind of insurance, let's see how much can you afford easily, and you're going to try to make this an easy sale, that can be done. But if you're trying to do anything more advanced than that, it's going to take a long time. Now, a new case opened means, yeah, they're interested in whatever you've got to propose and come back with. A closing interview, that's worth a point. Now, the closing interview, hopefully you're not doing 20 closing interviews with the same person trying to get the one person to buy. That's not the right thing. If you don't have the right skills, the points don't matter. Reminds me of whose line is it anyway? Everything's made up, but the points don't matter. Okay, but look at that. A half point for every qualified suspect obtained and recorded, which means to get your 20 points in this category, you need 40 qualified suspects. Crazy. That's a whole lot of work, whole lot of busy work in order to fulfill the thing because your value proposition isn't strong enough. When your value proposition is far stronger, everything can get easier. You can cut these numbers in half, maybe even by 75%, and have a thriving business, doing what you really would love to do with fewer people doing a better job. My goal is to open 20 cases this year of the types of people that I would consider to be on profile for me. I don't need 20 cases a month. I want 20 for the year. So when you look at all of that work and everything, you might be saying, well, why do I work with the one-card system? Why use it? Well, it's still a physical way of working with my files. It keeps everything tactile. I'm able to work with it with my hands rather than having it all on the computer. But I wanted this to be recorded to show that this isn't all that it's cracked up to be anymore. There's other better ways to position yourself. Don't know how the Grantham agency is doing today. They were obviously the Northwestern Mutual Agency in Chicago. Don't know how they're positioning themselves. But, and by the way, now there's also I don't know if it's a myth or not, but I know that typically the industry says that everybody generally buys insurance 7 times. And that if you're with the client the entire time, maybe you'll get that 7th largest case because they'll buy it from you. No, I don't think that's true. I think the industry is missing something there. They don't realize that it takes a certain kind of expertise, and it takes the right kind of problem solving to come back to the client to be able to say, I have something that you need to see that's different from everything else you've ever done. This is what I specialize in. This is why you need to buy this $50,000 annual premium policy from me. You're not going to get that just because you're in the insurance business. The people who get the bigger cases are the ones that specialize in problems to be solved, not because they just happen to sell insurance. So I wanted to record this. I wanted to show that this is my observation on this. It's so much easier. If you want to be a generalist, do this exactly as it says here in the books. If you want to become a specialist, you can cut all these numbers by 75% and have a thriving business. That's my synopsis on all this. Still going to use some of this stuff, but I'm not going to be following it to the letter. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for listening and make it a great day.